Hello everyone, welcome to Gospel CD. Guys, there is something that is sitting on my mind and I'm thinking, okay, how do we deal with this? Because a new word has been coined against the people of South Africa, and you're going to find out very soon in this video what that word is. The other one is a pretty old word that we've embraced and said, okay, if this is how you're going to call us, we are going to embrace this because we know the truth. We know that we are not those people.
Medical xenophobia, medical xenophobia, medical xenophobia, medical xenophobia.
And the media in this country keep peddling these lies and propaganda. I don't know to please who. But anyways, guys, there's a word that I would like to coin as well. Constitution excuses. Constitution excuses. Constitution excuses. Because every time when South Africans, they are saying, hey, wait a minute, but the Constitution is thrown on our faces. Now, I was like looking at the Constitution one more time just to understand exactly how was this Constitution designed and for whom was this Constitution designed. Now, if you remember very well back in 1990, the Codesa talks, whatever it was called, where you had the former apartheid government, together with the black oppressed people, sat down in one room in Kempton Park and they negotiated what today you would call South African democracy. And in those negotiations, the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa was also put together. Now, when this Constitution was put together, it was put together in mind having South African citizens. I repeat that, in mind. It had South African citizens, and that is why it's worded the way it's worded. Now, let's look at the preamble of the Constitution so that we get to understand the mindset of those negotiations and the agreements that were held therefore, which brought up this Constitution that today it is used as a weapon against the people of South Africa. Whenever South Africans say, hey, hang on a minute, we are being exploited here. Hey, we are being abused here. Hey, we are being bullied here. Hey, we are being treated unfairly here. And the Constitution is thrown on our faces. So now let's read what the preamble of the Constitution say. You can also Google the preamble of the South African Constitution. Let's see, Act 108, I believe, of 1996. Okay? And it reads, I want you to understand, listen to understand this. It says, we the people of South Africa, that's the opening line. We the people of South Africa recognize the injustices of our pasts, not our African pasts, our pasts, South Africans. Honor those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land, South Africa. Okay, well, it doesn't say, but our land is South Africa. Respect those who have worked to build and develop our country. Talking about today. And believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity. Now, this is the line that is making havoc in our country today. That is why you have these NGOs when they take us to court, and this is the sentence that they read out to the judges, whom I always ask myself, don't they read, and did they ever read the Constitution, especially the preamble where this sentence, it gets used against the people of South Africa? Let me read it again, that sentence that get always used against us. Believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity. Now, what does that sentence, where does this sentence come from? It comes from here. back in the apartheid days, where the white man was the one who thought they were the gods of South Africa and superior to every other race, and there were the things that, I don't know, whatever it is that they were thinking in the sick minds. And as a result, they divided us and segregated us according to skin color. And then they furthermore divided us according to language and tribes. That is why we have homesteads in South Africa. And furthermore, they divided us also according to economic opportunities and economic areas and things of that nature. And on top of that, the races. You had whites, you had coloreds, you had black people, and of course we also had Chinese that were brought to from China to South Africa back in the 1600s or something like that. And then of course you had Indian people. Now, that is diversity that they were talking about, that there is no way that in South Africa, a black person cannot go to an Indian area and an Indian cannot go to a white area and a white person cannot go to a black area type of situation. That South Africa belongs to us, the South African citizens in our different races, languages, and background. No foreigner was ever mentioned in this sentence, because in Kempton Park, when they were busy putting together our democracy, they had South Africans in mind. What is so difficult in understanding that is what I want to know. Furthermore, the preamble continues to say, we therefore, through our freely elected representatives, adopt this constitution as the supreme law of the Republic of South Africa. Now, elected representatives. When we go to the polls to elect our representatives, these are your either mayors and councillors, or if it's a national government, we go to elections to elect a political party that would have fed us. These so-called public representatives in parliament who are called members of parliament. In provinces, we have these ones that are called provincial legislature members, or MPLs. Those are our people that we elected. We did not elect any foreigner. So why does the Constitution get slapped on our faces the moment a South African cries out about our fundamental constitutional rights that are being exploited against us? Can somebody explain that to us? What foreign national votes in this country and gives us these public representatives? And the preamble goes on to say, heal the divisions of the past and establish a society based on democratic values, social justice, and fundamental human rights. Again, because we come from the most heinous crimes that was ever committed against humanity, called apartheid, therefore human rights were never, ever considered. Again, South Africans. And he continues to say, lay the foundation for a democratic and open society in which government is based on the will of the people. And every citizen is equally protected by law. Where does it say every citizen and others? Where does it say that? Where does it say that? Let's continue. Improve the quality of life of all citizens and free the potential of each person, and build a united and democratic South Africa able to take its rightful place as a sovereign state in the family of nations. But no, the moment we say we are a sovereignty, We are Afrophobic. We are xenophobic. We hate black people. And yet they are all here. Every country on the African continent, they are here. And how on earth are we hating on them when we're only asking them to toe the line? We are a country with a rule of law. And we are asking, please respect the fucking law. But no, we are going to be called Afrophobic. Now there's a new word that is coined against South Africans because of a nurse who is accused of refusing treatment to a Zimbabwean lady. And now, once again, the media. Oh, the media loves being against South African citizens. Loves it. Because now they came up with this term, medical xenophobia. What the fuck is medical xenophobia?
I have fully in. You're the one who doesn't want. They say she must read me transfer. She's not. No, I came here what time? I can't wait anymore. I can't. Read me transfer. Let me go to the doctor. Please. Shout as much as you want. Let everyone hear you. I want her to take a pic here. I want her to sue me. Post me. I'll sue the fuck out of you. I eat a lot. Yeah, that's what you're fed. That's what I said. I'm fed and beautiful. Then
when you go to our clinics and hospitals, paid for by the South African taxpayer and voter, guess who you will find there in great numbers? Oh, let me tell you something. Foreigners. Yeah, the ones that we medically xenophobic against. Somebody make it make sense. Somebody please make it make sense. Now they want us to be against this nurse. I'm sorry, I stand with her. I stand with her. You know why I stand with her? Because immediately they started throwing the Constitution at us. They say, no, but the Constitution in section 27, again, let me remind you, when the Constitution was put together, it had South Africans in mind. Nobody else. We the ones who went through apartheid in this country. And our constitution, therefore, was designed so something like this never, ever, ever, ever happens again. That if it does happen, we are able to quote the constitution and say, listen, you can't tell me I can't swim in Clifton Beach when the constitution gives me the right of movement. You cannot tell me I cannot stand here and be with a group of my friends, just whatever it is that we're doing there. And then you come with the police and say, you're not allowed to stand here. That's freedom of association. You cannot. That's what the Constitution was designed for. And that is why the copies of the Constitution were distributed to every South African back then in 1995. Okay, I'm maybe exaggerating that everybody. But I do know that many schools around where I used to go to school, we always had to carry a copy of the Constitution with us. So that if a teacher tried it, we'll whip it out of our school bags and say, ma'am, you know that corporal punishment is not all right. Yes, thank you. Yeah. So all of these things, I'm getting sick and tired of this constitution bashing of South Africans every time we try to voice not even our opinion, to say, hang on, this is not what my family members fit under, fighting for the freedom of this country, for this to happen to me. I'm supposed to benefit from this democracy. But no. We are now medical xenophobia. Haibo. What more do you want to coin us with? Because the evidence, it does not match this accusation. It doesn't. A whole Zimbabwean now has the entitlement. Listen, ma'am, if you're not getting the services that you require in our clinics and hospitals, hey, Do you remember how you came to South Africa? Well, hop on and go back and go to your clinics where they are going to take care of you. Where they're supposed to take care of you. So our nurses are not allowed to have tea. They don't allow to have breaks. And by the way, that particular clinic, I know somebody who says that whenever they go there, they only go there on Tuesday because the doctor only comes there on Tuesday. So meaning that, because this lady was demanding for a doctor or a note to a doctor, and that note can only be written by the doctor, and the doctor was not present on that particular day. So now why you are targeting the nurse who does not have any power to write you a note? That is why when you come to any country in the world, you educate yourself about their fucking systems. You gotta do that. As a matter of fact, what South Africa should do now, should do like other countries in the world, that you cannot enter this country without travel insurance. So that if you fall ill in our country, it's not going to be on our bill, on the taxpayers' bill. No. Your country, we must be able to send the bill back to your country for treatment here in South Africa. We are not a charity. We have our own issues. Our tax pool is small and is getting smaller. And then you come with the entitlement that you do not deserve. And then you get the media to coin us medical xenophobic. The fuck? No ways. No ways. South Africans, clearly we have a battle on our hands. The Billa Act is like, oh no, foreign children can come onto our schools without any documentation because it is a fundamental human right to be educated, which is true. Yes, very true. But now we have a rule of law that says you need to enter the country legally. Now, how then do you turn around and say the same rule of law that was violated when you entered the country illegally, now you must allow the child to go to school? Oh, shit. What is this going on in this country? Who is running this country? Who is it? I agree that the Department of Home Affairs, International Relation, or whatever that nonsense they call themselves, this DIRCO, I think they call themselves, and also including the presidency, we need to hold them accountable. Home Affairs need to be held accountable for all this nonsense. South Africans, when we fall ill, we stand at the tail of the line because these people, they come from uncultured countries. They skip lines and they pay securities to be in front of us. And at the end of the day, a South African will not be served. But you will never hear, not once, a South African complain that I've been here since 5 o'clock in the morning and now it is 5 p.m. and the nurses are now going home and the clinic is closed. You will never hear us say that. But somebody who skipped borders has the audacity to say that to our nurse. Audacity! How did we allow that? I know, people. Why do you always want to make us talk? Why you want us to always talk so that you can coin us with more words that mean nothing to us because the evidence does not match the accusation. Does not match. Can we now concentrate on the South Africans you promised in your manifestos? We will build schools. South African children will be first. South Africans will be first. The moment you are seated in parliament, fuck South Africans. Hi, people, no. This is not right. This is not right. We need to fight this. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts. I will show you a video of this whole nonsense that sparked this. I'm sick and I am so tired. Sick and tired. Honestly. Please don't leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I'll see you later. Goodbye.